For more now, joining me is Dan Diker. He's the president of the Jerusalem Center for Security and Foreign Affairs. Good to have you.
Nice to see you, Jim.
So you heard our conversation there, and you have said that Israel is in it to win it, this war. Are you convinced the U.S. is in it to win it, or do you see the president seeking some sort of off-ramp now?
Well, it seems that way, Jim. I mean, the president has made all kinds of statements, and in fact, he's really delivered messages, conveyed messaging the way the Middle East conveys messaging, which is to say something and then say the picture opposite in the same sentence. But if you look at the ground, the 70,000 U.S. servicemen and women that are on their way, special forces are on the way. The president trying to negotiate with an Iranian regime, which is, and let's face it, this regime is a messianic jihadistic regime that has declared since 1979, when it kidnapped 52 American diplomats and held them for 444 days, its intention to destroy Israel as an ally of the United States and the United States and the Western Alliance. That's just what it's been doing through its sort of terror and proxy terror operations for 47 years. So if you look at what the United States is doing, it is speaking through its actions on the ground, and it looks as if, and according to what Secretary Hegseth says and what the president is saying, that they're about to engage in a very forceful, targeted operation to create a lock on the Strait of Hormuz and liberate the economic hold that the Iranian regime has on the Straits.
I want to get to what that would look like, but regarding the regime, President Trump has said he's already achieved regime change. He's got reasonable people in there now he's dealing with. Does Israel buy that?
Unless the Ahmed Vahidi, who was responsible for murdering hundreds of Jews in 1994 at the Amia Jewish Center in Buenos Aires, and also destroyed the Israeli embassy in Buenos Aires. He is a key figure until he had, as well as his other regime associates, hand over power to the opposition. It's the same opposition. It's the same regime, different players.
So you're saying there has been no regime change?
There's no regime change. There are certain figures within the regime that apparently have laid a honey trap to try to get President Trump to go down this rabbit hole. And listen,
you're saying it's a honey trap for the president.
We can never underestimate the cunning of the Iranian regime. This is a culture that taught the world chess, carpet weaving. They're patient, they're cunning, they're foxy, and they lie for a living, Jim.
You're saying President Trump's getting fooled by them?
I'm saying that they're doing everything they can to try to fool the president. The president has very strong intuitions about this regime, and that's why this is called, I think, Trump maximum pressure negotiations. But it really looks at this point, look, the Iranian regime has made demands on the United States that it didn't even make before the war started. So how can the United States even think about conceding more than it had before the war even began?
Well, that's something I want to drill down on, because prior to the war, the Strait was open. Now the Strait is closed, and the president is negotiating to open the Strait, or maximum pressure, whichever way he gets that. Is that a win, or is that a step back?
Jim, the Straits of Hormuz is an international waterway. What the Iranian regime has done, and unfortunately the UN has done nothing about it, is to engage in massive violation of international law by they control the Straits before and after. Now, the fact is they have suicide speedboats, they're laying mines, they've got drones, killer drones and missiles. So they've sort of, in an asymmetrical way, they've locked up the Straits, but they did it before. It was always up to the regime who passed through and who didn't pass through. There are 1,000 ships waiting in line in order to get through the Straits.
Well, to open that up, I mean, you heard Colonel Peter Mansour, great experience in command in Iraq, say that you couldn't just send troops to the banks of the Strait of Hormuz for a couple days or weeks to open it. You're talking about a long-term military presence there. Should the U.S. be prepared for that? Would Israel be prepared for that?
Jim, it's a great question. It's a great question. Let's be very clear. The Iranian regime is holding the international community and an international economy hostage right now. 30% of seaborne energy passes through the Straits of Hormuz. That's why the price of oil is shooting up, and that's why the markets have come down. This is the Iranian regime. This is not because of American counter operations against the regime. But you're right. It could be longer than the administration or Israel and even Arab allies. Look, Arab allies have taken 5 times the number of Iranian missile hits than Israel has in the entire war. And so it might take a little bit longer, but let's bear one thing in mind. What the U.S. and its Israeli ally have done in the last month in terms of destruction of the Iranian regime, ballistic missile capabilities, nuclear program, has been rather extraordinary in 1 month. Right. And so, yes, it could take a little bit longer, but at the rate that they're going, it could be very swift, and we could see the way in the next 2 weeks we could see a major possibility of regime collapse.
We'll see. To date, they've managed to survive. Dan Diker,
you're right.
Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you, Jim.